Dodge has built some of the most powerful and hard-to-find muscle cars in history. Some are so rare only a few were ever made. Others were built to be fast, so fast they were banned from racing. From secret drag racers to million-dollar convertibles. These cars are loud, fast, and unforgettable. 1. The 1968 Dodge Dart HEMI LO23, Dodge's secret weapon. So when we think about the Dodge Dart, you probably picture your grandpa's everyday family car. But back in '68, Dodge did something sneaky most people never knew about. They quietly built 80 special darts called the HEMI LO23 that were basically race cars in street clothes. Dodge handed them over to Hearst Performance, who transformed them using what racers called the competition cookbook. They acid-dipped the bodies like a secret recipe for lightness, stripped out radios, heaters, and sound deadening. Fiberglass panels replaced steel, bringing the weight down to about 3,000 pounds. The legendary 426 HEMI engine was hand-fitted by engineers to deliver over 425 horsepower when most family sedans struggled to reach 200. These darts could run the quarter mile in just 9.8 seconds at 140 miles an hour, performance figures that would challenge even most modern sports cars, boasting today's computerized engine management and aerodynamics. Number 2. 1970 Dodge Coronet RT HEMI Convertible, the $1 million drop top. The same legendary 426 HEMI engine found its way into what might be the automotive equivalent of finding a unicorn. In 1970, Dodge created a convertible so rare, only 2 people ever experienced top-down HEMI power in this particular model, the Coronet RT HEMI Convertible. The HEMI engine increased the base price by $718, about $4,700 today, making the already expensive RT convertible package simply too costly for most buyers. Even rarer than famed Superbirds, these convertibles represent the pinnacle of Mopar collectability. Each unicorn was distinctive, one with a 4-speed manual, the other with a torque-flight automatic. Both have survived, with the manual transmission receiving a complete restoration on graveyard cars. While a perfect 446-pack Coronet RT convertible might fetch 129 Gs, these HEMI convertibles would command close to $1 million at auction, cementing their status among the most valuable muscle cars ever made. Number 3. Dodge Charger Daytona, the winged warrior that NASCAR banned. $1 million muscle cars are impressive, but the 1969 Dodge Charger Daytona literally rewrote racing history. This wasn't some minor tweak to a production car. Dodge engineers crafted a vehicle that was so aerodynamically advanced that NASCAR officials were forced to change their rule book after seeing its dominance. The Radical Aero package featured a massive 23-inch tall rear wing that paired with a distinctive nose cone. These mods helped Daytona achieve a drag coefficient of 0.28, very efficient even by modern standards. The standard Charger simply couldn't match this aerodynamic breakthrough. The engineering paid off spectacularly when Buddy Baker made history piloting the Daytona to break the 200-mile-an-hour barrier at Talladega back in 1970, a revolutionary moment that forever changed NASCAR. Before the Daytona came the Charger 500, a homologation special with its flush-mounted grille and rear window plug, which laid the groundwork for this aerodynamic legend. 4. 1971 Super Bee, the last sting of a dying breed. The Daytona may have conquered NASCAR, but another Dodge creation faced a different kind of extinction. While everyone celebrates our winged warriors, true Mopar enthusiasts know about the 1971 Super Bee, a one-year wonder that represents muscle cars' last gasp before regulations killed the dream. For just one brief model year, Dodge repositioned their affordable muscle machine onto the Charger platform. The 71 Super Bee got distinctive twin-loop front bumpers that make it instantly recognizable to knowledgeable collectors. This platform shift represents Dodge's desperate attempt to streamline production as external forces closed in. The numbers tell the tale. Only 99 examples with the mighty 446-pack engine and a mere 22 units with the legendary 426 HEMI. These rare machines became the swan song of an era, crushed by rising insurance costs, emission regs, and the looming fuel crises. Today, these automotive unicorns command astronomical prices at auctions, proving that extinction creates treasures. 5. Dodge Demon 170, the model muscle car that broke all the records. While classic muscle cars fade into expensive collectibles, Dodge wrote one final explosive chapter in gas-powered performance. In an era where manufacturers chase electrification, Dodge created something truly outrageous: the 2023 Demon 170. This was Dodge's middle finger to an entire industry. The Demon 170 delivered staggering performance: 1,025 horsepower on E85 fuel at 0 to 60 in 1.6 seconds. Before you can process that, it's already vanishing down the road. Its trans brake works like a catapult, preloading the drivetrain for violent launches. The torque reserve system acts as a power conductor, orchestrating the perfect amount of force to the wheels. Special drag radials grip the pavement like claws. When collectors first glimpsed these machines, wallets opened instantly. All 3,000 units disappeared immediately, now trading far above original prices, a fitting tribute to the spectacular finale of gas-powered muscle. Number 6. 1967 Dodge Charger HEMI, the birth of a legend. From the final symphony of the Demon 170, let's rewind to the birth of a legend. The 1967 Dodge Charger is the forgotten firstborn in the Dodge muscle car family. And here's what makes it special. Unlike the movie-famous second generation, the 67 model featured a distinctive full-width hidden headlight grille and 4 bucket seats, creating an authentic muscle car cockpit feel. The rarest treasure among these Chargers, only 118 ever left the factory with a mighty 426 HEMI engine. This powerhouse option added such a significant premium to the base price that few buyers were willing to make the investment, despite its formidable performance advantages. The first-gen Charger's commercial disappointment ironically created the rarity that collectors now fiercely pursue. This transformation from market failure to coveted collectible embodies Dodge's enduring legacy. Bold designs that may not always find immediate acceptance, but ultimately define automotive history. 7. 1970 Challenger TA, Dodge's Trans Am Special. While some cars become rare by accident, the 1970 Charger TA was rare by design. Dodge needed to satisfy SCCA Trans Am Racing Series regs, which required manufacturers to build street versions of their race cars. This automotive engineering had a clear purpose in motorsport history. The TA featured distinctive styling and impressive performance. Under the fiberglass hood with the functional air scoop sat the 346-pack, a specialized engine featuring 3 two-barrel carbs that pushed the street-legal race car to 290 horsepower, performing like a finely tuned orchestra on wheels. The side exit exhausts improved exhaust flow for better performance on the track. Dodge went head-to-head against Ford's Boss 302 Mustang and Chevy's Z28 Camaro, but their Trans Am racing program lasted just one season before the company pulled the plug. This once-in-a-lifetime design with its single-year production run is why finding an authentic TA today is like discovering buried treasure. Number 8. Dodge Viper RT10 Prototype, the snake that started it all. From one buried treasure to another, but this time the treasure wasn't supposed to exist at all. In 1989, while most Americans were still listening to cassette tapes and watching VHS, Dodge was secretly building something revolutionary: 12 hand-built prototypes that would become the foundation of an American icon. These were test vehicles with experimental components that engineers assembled to validate their bold concept. The prototypes featured truck transmissions paired with aluminum V10 engines, power plants unprecedented in production sports cars at that time. Tom Gale, Chrysler's VP of Design, championed this automotive rebellion. Facing skepticism from industry conservatives, Gale pushed forward with his vision to create something authentic and unbridled during an era where vehicles were becoming increasingly refined and predictable. When Chrysler revealed these prototypes to dealers and the public, the response was overwhelming. People were captivated by this primal machine, convincing executives to approve what many considered too extreme for production. Number 9. 1965 Dodge Coronet Lightweight, the factory drag special. 20 years before those legendary Viper prototypes, Dodge was already building cars that weren't meant for the public. The 1965 Coronet Lightweight was a secret weapon that took weight reduction to extremes that would make modern engineers shudder. These A990 Coronets underwent radical transformations as Dodge literally dissolved their bodies in acid baths to thin the metal. The company replaced standard components with aluminum fenders and bumpers while installing paper-thin Corning glass. The interior was stripped bare, no heater, no radio, nor sound insulation, just sacrificing everything for speed. Under the hood sat a specially modified 426 HEMI featuring a distinctive cross-ram intake with dual 4-barrel carbs. This engine borrowed NASCAR tech detuned just enough to maintain street legality. Dodge distributed these 100 purpose-built quarter-mile warriors only to professional racers through special ordering channels. These weren't practical daily drivers, they were competitive weapons that dominated the strip with 11-second quarter-mile times. Number 10. Dodge Shelby Charger. When Carroll crossed brand lines. While those 65 Coronets were exclusive track weapons, few people knew that the Carroll Shelby, yes, the same legend behind the Cobra, actually crossed enemy lines to create some of Dodge's most interesting performance cars. After his career with Ford, Shelby brought his expertise to creating a series of turbocharged pocket rockets that shocked the automotive world. The crown jewel was the 1987 Shelby Charger GLS, a turbocharged twist on muscle car tradition. Only 1,000 were ever built, handcrafted at Shelby's California facility rather than Dodge's production lines. This enabled specialized modifications, turbocharged engines, performance-tuned suspensions, and distinctive styling touches. The GLHS name revealed Shelby's playful side. Goes like hell some more, but promising even more performance than the standard Charger. These 4-cylinder turbocharged beasts could embarrass many V8 muscle cars, proving Shelby's engineering genius transcended brand loyalty. As we've seen throughout this countdown, Dodge created something truly special with the 1970 Charger RT HEMI Convertible. With just 9 examples ever built, it's practically automotive royalty. Each one packed that monstrous 426 HEMI engine. Raw American muscle in its purest form. These rare models represent the absolute peak of muscle car development before emission regulations changed everything. From the Daytona to the Super B, each vehicle showcases Dodge's performance legacy. Today, these automotive unicorns command crazy prices, celebrated as pinnacles of American engineering. Which of these legendary Dodge rarities would you want most in your driveway? Let us know down there in the comments below, and thanks for watching.